Welcome to what is going to be a very special evening. I'm Lacey Hunter, a very proud faculty member of the Africana Studies Department, and I'm glad you came to decompress and de-stress with us tonight. Can we just give a mini applause for de-stress? We are all grateful for the opportunity to gather with you and to experience a little bit of joy in what has been a busy and, for many of us, a heavy year so far. Tonight's Clovis Lane ByHaze experience is sponsored by the Department of Africana Studies and the Institute for the Study of Global Racial Justice, with support from the Serenity Haus, a wellness-first artist development and management company. Our program this evening emphasizes wellness and healing through sound, dialogue, and storytelling. Guiding us in conversation are two alums, whoop whoop for Rutgers alums. We are delighted to welcome home Shane ByHaze Fuller, who will be in a little while, and Roderick Singleton, who will also be shortly. So their bios. Filmmaker and artist, ByHaze is an architect of transformation. His community-centered work meets at the intersection of artistry and wellness, emphasizing spaces of healing and connection. Rooted in the philosophy of Ubuntu, I always mispronounce that, forgive me y'all. I am because you are. ByHaze offers audiences sound and resonance. He is the founder of Camp Clarity, a project that links creativity and consciousness through sound bath experiences, which we'll have a little bit of later, transformative retreats, and strategic cultural consulting. His mission is to use music and movement to entertain, remind communities of their wholeness, and leave behind stages that feel like sanctuaries. ByHaze will be joined in conversation by clinical social worker and wellness practitioner Roderick D. Singleton, who is representing the Serenity Haus. Roderick is a former musical artist who dedicates his work to supporting creatives from the inside out. With over 20 years of experience in behavioral health, he brings credibility and cultural competence to the creative community. Bridging the gap between artistry and emotional wellness, Roderick creates spaces where vulnerability is strength and healing is a part of the process. His mission centers the mental wellness of creatives, normalizing good mental health in creative spaces and helping artists build careers that don't sacrifice their well-being. Now, about the film. We are going to watch a beautiful, compelling short film, and we have an opportunity to reflect on some of the most challenging parts of the human experience: vulnerability, fragility, loss, fear, and grief. And we also have a space to meditate collectively on the powerful tools those parts of humanity unveil: creativity, resilience, hope, love, and renewal. Clovis Lane is a testament to global Black experiences and to the human experience in an analog world contending with digital realities. The film invites us to center healing, restorative practice, and community in our understanding of grief, loss, and the reclamation of self. Directly following our screening, ByHaze and Roderick will be engaged in conversation, and following the conversation, ByHaze will guide us through a sound healing experience.
Living in Jamaica for 15 months, it wasn't just the morning. And even if it was morning, joy comes in the morning. That was the most transformative time of my life. And I'm just so grateful that God gave me that.
With a company called Uplift on 3. I am also a proud Rutgers University graduate of the Masters in Social Work class of 2006. So I am happy to see that, you guys all came out to, this pretty unique, type of event where we are getting a conversation or getting an opportunity to, experience a film and also have a conversation with the artist that you guys just got to see, who's up and coming, very talented, very unique young man. Please give a warmer welcome to ByHaze.
Peace, peace, peace. How we doing today, y'all? Somebody. I'm feeling good. I'm so grateful to see here.
Right, so
See some students in the building. How we feeling?
how are you doing this evening, good sir?
You know, I'm doing well. I'm very grateful to be back at my alma mater. You know, I've spent a lot of time at this university, so to just be coming back in this capacity is refreshing. I feel very blessed. Class of 2016 and 2017. Graduates, definitely clap it up for y'all. I think I missed the toast, but clap it up for the graduates. So y'all should definitely be celebrating yourselves for that. All right.
So is it finals week? Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
How y'all feeling?
What y'all ate though? Right? Y'all got to do that?
What they say?
Right.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So ByHaze, Clovis Lane. Tell me, what inspired that? Why Clovis Lane for the title of this project?
Yes. So Clovis Lane, despite it being a project and a film, it's actually a real place in Jamaica. My family is from Portland in Jamaica, and that is the name of my grandfather's street. Now, you can't find that on Google or a map, but the first person who lived on the street, that was his last name, Clovis. So they've kept that name alive, and I just heard it, and I was like, this is it's such a cool name. It's a pretty name, and it reminded me of a safe space. A lot of the songs I've written for this album were crafted on Clovis Lane. So when it came time for me to actually grieve and think about how I want to encapsulate this time of my life, I was like, what better way than to pay homage to where my grandfather's from? Literally baby pictures of me in Clovis Lane. So I wanted to keep it alive. And this is a lootie board, which is a lot of Jamaican people know. It's a game that we play in the culture. I feel like it's an achievement to get a lootie board. Like you make your lootie board, you're like, oh, it's lit. I got all my parishes represented. So similar to African culture, it's like a quilt. It tells history. So each of these quadrants in the album and the cover is just dedicated to different times I've had in Clovis Lane with my mom and my friends. And the whole goal is to go around the board and get to heaven, which is the center. And Clovis Lane is like my heaven, my happy place, my safe place. So long-winded way, I'm telling you the title.
Very good, very good. So the process of grief and growth. How are you able to use such a painful time to create such a beautiful work of art?
I feel like that's ultimately what my introduction to creativity has been, transmutation. You get the opportunity to turn your inspiration into something beautiful, and I feel like I would always utilize my art as a way to do that. In the film, when you saw me with my camera, recording and singing in the mirror, I was a child. Those times I was maybe left at home alone, but I turned my solitude into something beautiful. So I learned that was another language. So I felt when I didn't have the words, I had the sounds or the melodies to comfort me when I was going through my grief journey. So some of the songs in the film I would listen to a lot or sing a lot and affirm myself with, not just give it to people to listen to in that way. So I feel like just creating art allows me to transmute and reflect.
Very good. So you seem to be very comfortable in Jamaica. Super comfortable.
Yes. I'm ready to go.
You ready to go?
Honestly.
So what does home feel like in America compared to home in Jamaica?
Yeah, I feel like in America, it's a unique experience because my parents are both immigrants. So they came here to have me. So I'm like, this is my new home. But I still have this other connection to another country. So sometimes I feel like, is it home? But it is. And it's just a different way of home because my family here, yes, I have family here, but I have a lot of chosen family here and a lot of friends and community that have really set me up powerfully to be loved and know different parts of myself. So here I've learned about, like, I've gotten access to like therapy and different wellness modalities that have like a science, education, and name behind it. So I get nurtured in a different way. While Jamaica is very family, very ancestral, I can just hop off the plane and the vibration of the island is gonna make me act a certain way. My shoulders will drop a bit. While home here, you have to kind of protect it a bit, you know? It's where your heart is, but you have to protect, you have to sometimes, at least me, I'll be like, am I safe in this home? Do they want me to be in this house? So I feel like that's why I love Jamaica so much, because, I mean, when you got a beach in your backyard, when your auntie backyard is a river,
That's actually
and
pretty
you
good.
stressed out and you want to go do a cold plunge at Equinox, no, I'm gonna just go to the backyard. So I love that aspect of, you know, Jamaica. It's a beautiful place.
So I've actually traveled to Jamaica a few times. What struck me most, other than the red stripes,
Right. 'Cause they'll get you.
and the rum punch,
Especially the sorrow flavor one.
the ideal of walking through the airport and them saying, "Welcome home, man." And I was like, I ain't from here, but I feel like I'm from here.
Okay.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, that is just, I feel like the culture, like they love to, they're very big on saying like good morning, good night, like as a greeting. I'd be like, good night? What you mean you greet me good night? How do you do that? But there's obviously just a care for community, for communication, and just connecting with people. And I'm like, there's a reason why the Jamaican culture is so global. There's this like knowledge of self there, there's safety, and they're not really trying to like push you out. You can be a part of it and see yourself in it. And that's just how my family is, you know? We'll share the food with each other, we cook together, we'll go to the beach together, we'll just do things and create space to be together. Even if there is that like hard side of being Jamaican, that boasty side, it's still rooted in family and togetherness. There's a saying, oh, to many people, which is like out of many people, we are. Because I got cousins that look like me, they're lighter than me, some of them have green eyes, some of them have this, whatever, but we're all still one people. So I feel like that is why it feels like home to so many people when you go there.
So of course, you just talked about the ideal of, in Jamaica, you know, you will be of many hues and many colors. How important is it, do you think, it is for you to trace your African, you know, heritage, and how far can you trace back your lineage?
Yeah, I feel like the diaspora, when it comes to Jamaica, is like they're a big, strong part of the diaspora's like narrative. And when I look at Africa, I would always connect with my like Nigerian people. And whenever I talk to my Nigerian friends, I'll be like, are y'all the Jamaicans of Africa? Or they're like, y'all are the Nigerians of the Caribbean. Just the loudness, the market culture, the jokes, just that like, even the music, how it has permeated the globe. So I feel very connected in that way. But when I did get my lineage testing done, shout out to Rutgers. They actually paid for it.
Rutgers.
So big up Rutgers for that. I went on a service trip and we did a test for like my lineage, and I tested my maternal DNA, and it traced back to Ghana. And then I got to go down this rabbit hole of understanding the Ghanaian culture. What is the Akan? Who are the Akan people? And then the fact that there are maroon people in Jamaica. And there's a huge connection between, see, there we go, we got one right there. There we go. That's my auntie, you know? So she's rocking her ByHaze merch, you know, a real one. So the maroons, you know, they have their way. My grandma would be like, you remind me of a maroon. You used to pour up your nose like a bull and this, that, and that. And I'm like, huh? But it was clearly my genetic information that was telling me to do these things. So I think it's super important because it gives you knowledge. If you know where you're from, you know where you're going. Like if you know where you're from, you know where you're headed. And I feel like it's just very important to me because Ghana plays a lot of impact on how Jamaican people are, but we still created our own path. But yeah, get your tested done if you can.
Very good, very good. So one of the things that I did want to ask you, and we're talking about Jamaican and Caribbean culture, being queer is sort of frowned upon. How were you able to navigate through that going back to Jamaica and identifying as queer?
Yeah. I feel like I didn't understand like how deep it was until I like left and got to live my own life. Like I'll say in the midst of everything going on with my mom when she was, transitioning and passing, I did a photo shoot. I had my nails done. I was all dolled up and I had to go to Jamaica like the next day. And I was like, oh my gosh, my dad, get those nails off your head. They're gonna do this to you. They're gonna get you. And I'm just like, I don't care. I need to go see my mom. And I went, to my family in the country, and I'm walking around with these nails in my life. Nobody's bothering me. So it allowed me to eliminate this narrative that every time I walk around this island, I'm going to be targeted, and they're going to bury me, they're going to end me, they're going to do all of this stuff, like the songs would say. And I had to just be myself in my own way. And the more visible that I make myself, there's more people that are also queer in the country that will see me and be okay with being seen. So it's like, I have to be seen. I have to take up space in my own way, or else this hatred and this doctrine that they're trying to push is gonna continue to be alive, So I drive in Jamaica. I got my license and my citizenship. I will go to every parish. I will walk where I walk. I go to the market. Nobody's gonna be messing with me. I went with my fiance, and that was funny. Because they were trying to be like, what's going on here? Are they friends? Are they brothers? But again, nobody is gonna try me because I'm not walking out with that energy. So I think that is what I learned. It's like, you're gonna be fine wherever you go. You just have to be confident, have your community, be safe, as safe as you can. But like, if you're safe in yourself, you're usually gonna be met with safety in the places you go.
Absolutely. So the ideal of choosing yourself, and it sounded like, regardless of what you thought would happen, that you decided to choose yourself. How does that ideal of choosing yourself play out in the songs you choose and the music that you do?
Yeah, I feel like choosing myself is an active practice, okay? Like, you have to choose yourself, even when you're even when you're at work, at your job, and they want you to, like today, I chose myself. I called out of work today, y'all.
As you should.
Me
too.
We all called out tomorrow. Right.
But
ByHaze those two.
right. No, but it's something as simple as that. Do I bombard myself with all this work to appease someone outside of me if it's detrimental to myself? No. Choose yourself in that way. Choosing myself has looked like choosing the right lyric, like you said. It's not an easy process. So I don't assume that my songwriting process is going to be that easy. I'll have, like writing the song Charm, I had to choose to write it the way that I wanted to, which was, I want to encapsulate my mother's joy. I want to encapsulate her light, even though I went through a grieving process, versus just talking about the sad emotions. And everyone was telling me how to grieve. And I had to choose what I knew was best for me. And it's very uncomfortable sometimes, but in the long term, it's always going to benefit you when you're choosing you versus what other people want for you. Because you're going to end up getting back to what it is that you need, So I feel like I actively try to do that. And just the creation process of music pushes me to do so. Because if not, what's the music about?
Well, this, film, really was about, grieving the loss of your mom. If she was here now, and she is here, of course, what would she say about this project?
Well, firstly, she would be like, rap, 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 and I'd be like, Right, mommy. So she would be hyped first thing. She would say, "Did you hear track 11? That song was about me. My baby wrote that song about me." So she would be elated. She would be so happy and proud. As I feel like that last 7 months that I spent with her, she really got to see me in my creative bag, my artist bag, my entrepreneurial bag, and she was like, "Oh, I didn't know it took all of this. I just thought you just shot a video and posted it." And so she would be so happy because she got to see all that hard work come to fruition. And she'd be telling everyone to listen to it. I know she'd be nervous to share her story, but she would be really proud that it was out. And funny enough, she used to get me on iTunes gift cards, when I was a kid. So seeing that chart on the iTunes, she would have lost it, And now we have real CDs. So I'm definitely in my era of just getting those CDs out. You see Christina's over there. Just take a look, y'all. Turn to your left. We got artifacts. We bringing back physical media because, in Jamaica, we definitely still use CDs. You know what I'm saying? They still have them. But she would be hyped. She'd be doing that. Get y'all CDs now. That's what she would be saying. So, Mama, she's working in the ethers. Even this moment, she's working. From Rutgers bringing me back, with meeting Christina, to you, my therapist being here, to the caterer. I worked with this caterer for years, I didn't even know. I walked in what you doing here? But again, my mom, allowing things to be orchestrated with God so that I feel comfortable and safe. And that's just the beauty of grief. You're being loved forever. That's why that's lyric, "I'm loved eternally," even came about. It was because of the love that I experienced while she was here, and I still feel it. So.
All right. So, it's okay to clap. You want this to feel organic? I don't want to say that. So you've been doing music, as a young buck, and everybody has an opportunity where, we got the Michael Jackson movie out right now.
Right.
And I used to be the king of moonwalk.
Oh. Okay.
Used to be. No. No moonwalking tonight.
Okay.
So you started at an early age. How old were you when you started music, and what just made you say, you know what, I'm going to perform? What made you do that?
I guess my mom, because she put me in this little choir when I was in pre-K. And I feel like that was my first experience seeing the power that music could have to move somebody emotionally. Because I'm up there singing with my friends, and I'm a little kid. So I'm looking oh my mom, that son don't come out, whatever we're singing. And I see her crying. And I was just oh my gosh. Then I start crying. And I'm just it's this whole little moment that we're having. But afterwards, she was just "I'm so proud of you, it's so good." It showed me the power that music could have to move people. So I was just impressed and amazed by that. So I'm maybe I should figure this out. And then, in adolescence, 8 or 9, I was recording music on the computer. Bring my cousins in there, we would make songs together, and it just became a bonding experience. And what became something for me to bond and create and collaborate with, it ended up being my therapy, my outlet, my expression. And I had to choose it, because it would keep choosing me. It would never leave. Every season of my life, a stage, a song, a cover, whatever. So I just had to embrace it. And when I embraced it, it really started to embrace me on a deep level.
What they say?
Right. It's the melody though. You gotta do that. It's not this one.
Hey, listen, man.
I'm helping you.
I said 2006.
Okay.
So you do the math.
You're right.
You do the math. They just sent me my AAA card, man.
Yeah. But no crack.
I sent it back. This ain't for me.
Okay.
So grief. What were you taught about grief then compared to what you experience with grief now? How were you taught the grief then compared to now?
So grief, I didn't understand that grief and love were the same thing. There's a saying that says grief is love with nowhere to go. And that would mean that it can get stored in your body if you don't express it. So I grew up thinking grief was this sad, abysmal emotion. I didn't know that there was joy in grief and love in grief. So I feel like that's how I've experienced it as I've gotten older. Because again, the day she passed away, my cousin came and picked me up, and we spent the whole night talking about my mom and laughing and telling stories and expressing joy. And that was such an important part of the grieving process, because we literally all spent like hours expressing our love for her, and it allowed for us to bond over other emotions versus crying and hiding it and feeling like I have to like not let my tears out, or if I'm not crying at the funeral, something's wrong with me. You know, I had to learn my grief is different, but it's ultimately love, and it reminds me that I can feel. So I love that. So that's why I'm like, grief is powerful. It's so transformative if you allow it to move through you rather than sit in you and become a knot or a tight hip or a pulled muscle in your hamstring. It's like, let that grief move through you. Yeah, it's very physical, somatic experience.
Fantastic. So Kendrick Lamar had a song on one of his last albums called "Re-Grieve Different," right? And in terms of grief, you know, we go through a lot of different processes. How did you allow your community to support you, and who in your community did you allow to support you?
That is so important, because I was literally in Jamaica and I was like, how am I going to do this? It was very scary. My community came through family, but also just my friends, my chosen family, and some of them are here tonight. Shout out to Britt. You know, she was one of my mains who she like put together. Yeah, y'all clap it up for Britt. Like her first experience was like, you need help right now. We need to make sure your mom is good. She made like a whole GoFundMe for me, you know, and helped write the story when I did not understand what was going on. So helping me allow my community to like reciprocate and pour into me. So that was a huge help. And then some other friends like Andrea and Zenaida, they would come to Jamaica to see me. So some friends came to Jamaica, and it allowed me to like really hone in on my main support. I had a lot of DMs, a lot of messages that were a little overwhelming at sometimes, but I think what really mattered was just presence and the physical presence, because I don't have the words. I don't necessarily know. I didn't know how I needed help. I had to find the words, and I just needed to allow myself to be sad, you know? Zenaida, who's the director of the film, I feel like this is a true example of how she helped me with my grief, because she helped me speak candidly about it, give me a time capsule that I could hold on to forever, but also honor my mom, and just really push me to engage with my grief versus suppress it and work. So I feel like those are the ways that I was getting a lot of help, like presents, some food, you know, come over and cook a meal with me.
Food's always good.
Food's always gonna help, but it's really just about allowing people to show up for you. And I had to learn that I'm worthy of that. And that's what this grief really reminded me of. So there's no season when your friends and loved ones shouldn't be able to show up for you. That's what they're there for, you know?
Yeah, let's clap it up for Zenaida, too. She did a good job.
She's always out doing this. She's like in the VR now, helped coordinate this with us, and again, an amazing friend. Like, my friends are amazing, and my family. Big up them.
So, as we know, you know, especially for you guys, when I asked you about this being finals week and, you know, getting to the end of it, you know, a lot of stress, a lot of pressure on you to finish up strong. A lot of pressure being an artist, family, and also working. How do you manage all of that with that work-life balance?
Okay, a planner, first and foremost, a physical planner helps me so much. But we talk about like delegating a lot. It's like allow yourself to be helped. I had to learn that if Shane isn't good, there's no way ByHaze can be good, you know? So I had to make sure that I'm well. I would have a specific time during the month where I'm gonna like get a massage and be on point with that, get a facial, be on point with that. Because the days I don't, I could be thrown off. I journal daily. There's times where I miss my morning pages, and I feel it on the days when I don't. But like having those little practices that keep me sane allow me to balance my work, my music, and my career. But I also know I can handle a full plate, you know what I'm saying? But I have no issue straightening stuff off if I need to. I will gladly be like, no, not today. And that's how I thrive, you know? My manager, she don't play. She'd be like, you need to relax. But also, I just booked you to do this and this, you know? So it's like a good balance. But she set me up with a therapist. Like, I had never heard of that. A music manager that's setting me up with like a mental health professional and then scheduling my sessions. That is powerful. That's what the industry needs. You know? And that is really what saves me. So therapy, self-care, and, you know, just like an actual partner to work with.
Well, one of the things that, you know, definitely had me interested in, you know, being supportive of you in that way is we hear a lot of horror stories of some incredible artists who have some incredible gifts, and for whatever reason, they're not connected to a therapist, or don't have the right support about them, and they end up, you know, end up being a disaster. And Amy Winehouse, you know, incredible artist.
That's great.
You know, our own Whitney Houston, incredible artist. Michael Jackson, you know. Just imagine where their lives could still be and what impact that they would still have on the community and the culture if they were still here by the work of therapy. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure getting to know you and helping you along your journey. So one of the things that you also do is sound bowl healing. Tell me about that.
Yeah. That practice, who knows about sound baths? Let me see some hands. Has anyone been to a sound bath? Okay, this is good. I love the rooms where there's new people. Sound healing has been this really beautiful practice that I've stumbled upon through my Ubuntu journey. Like, I met a really dope South African philosophy person. His name was Michael Tellinger, and he talked to me about Ubuntu, but then he also talked to me about the power of sound to create. And he showed me like cymatics, and he was like, you're 70% water, so the music you listen to and the sounds you hear affect your nervous system. And then I just got books, and I was like, ooh, this is true. Started doing sound bowls for myself, sound healing on myself. Yeah, you remember? I brought him to the school that I work at, but I ended up understanding it brought me peace. So I invited my friends into it as well. So it became a practice that I did for myself, and I invited my friends into it, started pairing it with affirmations, and it has been like my passport. I've been able to start off something that started in Newark in my room, to go to Coachella, to go to like Texas, and this summer going to Jamaica to do sound healing for the first time ever, all because I decided to share it with the world. So it really helps your nervous system. It really brings you back to this like homeostasis kind of feeling in your body, all because every note affects different parts of your body. And even ultrasounds, you know, that's using sound to visualize. So sound is a very, very powerful thing. So I feel like that's why I care so much about it. So even with the music that I make, I'll pick the right key, because a C note is gonna help with your root chakra, which is like your safety and your security, you know? So it's an opportunity to geek out, but everything we listen to, down to the rap music, the 808s, it's designed to make you feel something. So when you're intentional about what you listen to, the same way like when you're intentional about what you eat, the way you show up in the real world changes. So sound bowls for everybody, please.
Anything you want to leave the class of 2026 with as they go from being students to venturing off into this world and making their mark in this world and being contributing members of society? What do you want to leave them with?
You know, do what you love what you do, Go where the love is, because the love is in you. And it's really cultivated within yourself. When you lead with that love, you'll be met with it in the world, and we need more people to do that. So feel happy, excited, and energized, because baby, you did it, okay? Like, not many people can say they finished a degree. So you invested in yourself and committed to yourself after these 4 or 5 years, whatever it was. That deserves to be celebrated. So I just hope that y'all feel so proud of yourselves. Take that and go in the world and create beautiful things, because we need that. Y'all take it.
And let's please also give a round of applause for the class of 2026. So that will, conclude our conversation with, ByHaze. Again, it's been a pleasure. I know you have another treat for us, right?
I do.
Okay. What are you going to do?
Thank you. Firstly, thank you for, taking the time out to work these questions and do this with me. My therapist, please clap it up for my therapist. So before we end the night, I actually brought some sound bowls with me, some of my friends. So I'm gonna grab them, and we're gonna just do a quick little sound bath together. We'll breathe and set you up powerfully as you go out into the world. So I wanna grab these bowls, let's bring them
Everyone
to the
okay with
stage.
that?
Yeah, and if you want, you can totally come closer. There's more chairs over here. If you wanna feel the vibes, we're gonna just put them right here. And let's get familiar. Yeah, we're gonna dim the lights, and we're gonna just do a quick sound bath. I usually do these for about 30 to 45 minutes. There's actually a new yoga studio opening up in town called Hill House, and I will be teaching out of there, 3 times a week. So bringing sound healing to North, as I've been wanting to do. So we're gonna get into it. We got a root chakra sound bowl named Ruti. So say hi, Ruti.
Hi, Ruti.
This is Indy.
Hi, Indy.
Now, I didn't name these two. This is just the heart chakra, and this is the sacral, But it's giving root chakra safety, self-love, the love you put out, your intuition, which is your third eye, and then your personal creative power. So we're gonna just visualize that as we're breathing together. So I just invite you all to close your eyes real quick. Find a comfortable spot. And we're just going to get present with our breath. As you inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth, I want you to imagine and pay attention to all the parts of your body where there's tension. Whether it be in your back, your wrists, your neck. Just invite you to breathe deeply into those areas and imagine them getting lighter. With every exhale, you're releasing any tension. Just slowly bring your awareness back to the present moment. As you inhale, just revisit some of those parts of your body that felt tense. We're just going to breathe deeply into those areas. Give it thanks to how much lighter you feel. So we're going to do 3 more breaths. But on our exhale, we're going to let out a big sigh. So just inhale for 3, 2, 1. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Let out a big sigh. Beautiful. Inhale for 3, 2, 1. Hold for 3, 2, 1. And let out a big sigh. One last breath. Inhale for 3, 2, 1. Hold for 3, 2, 1. And let out a big exhale. So slowly wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Embrace yourself. Give yourself a big hug. And just rock yourself from side to side. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Let that smile fill your face. Thank yourself. So repeat after me. I am grateful for all that I am. My mind and body are at ease. I'm a magnet for success. I receive my blessings with open arms. I love myself. That will conclude today's sound bath. Just a quick little taste. How are we feeling? Let's do a check. Show me with your hands. That is just something that I love to do. I could get lost in that for hours in my room. But always so grateful to share the medicine of sound healing. It's available for you whenever. I just encourage you to look it up on YouTube if you want. Look up Clovis Lane, look up Camp Clarity. These are 2 monikers that I release music under, and I always infuse the bowls into my stuff. Just want to encourage you the power that you have within yourself to heal yourself. That is what one of my biggest intentions with music is. So I hope that you guys feel empowered, inspired, and I hope that the love that you maybe got to experience inspires you to bring that into the world, especially in your family, as you create your family or re-engage with your family and yourself. So thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored to be here. And I definitely love to connect with you all. Not sure how the food, I think, will go back for seconds. But I do have CDs over there at that table, so they're for sale. If anyone wants to buy a CD, please do. And the film is actually available on the website as well. So if you want to support the film, you can purchase a membership, and it's a one-time thing, and you'll be able to watch the film whenever, and show it to your peers and engage with it. But it's really important because we are about to go on tour. So that's really exciting. Y'all are doing the first announcement of it, but we're going on tour around the country, and to Jamaica, and to London. We're going to be showing this film all over, so wanting people to really engage with their grief and with love and just with art again, but bringing it to real life. So thank you for being a part of the first stop and it being home, and I hope that this really empowers you all as you move into the world, because you could be an artist and an educator and a scholar, because I do it all, okay? So y'all can do that and more. So That's enough. I'm sorry.